Greetings, everyone. My name is Ariel Alvarado. I am a senior music major choral conducting concentration here at Spelman College, and I have the absolute pleasure to serve as one of the student conductors for the Spelman College Glee Club. And today I am talking to the one and only Sarah Stephens Benibo, the composer of We Are Christmas, that classic Glee Club hit that we cannot go any years without singing, rightfully so. And so today we're going to have just a brief conversation with her, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and say a few words if she has anything to say.
Yeah, I am so excited. Thank you so much for interviewing me. I feel privileged to be interviewed and privileged that the song that I co-wrote with Dr. Johnson is still being sung to this day. Like, that is such a great accomplishment that I would have never expected. So just thanks for having me.
It's our absolute pleasure. So since you co-wrote this song with Dr. Johnson, can you tell us a little bit about, the actual process? Where were you emotionally? Where were you mentally when you came up with this absolute masterpiece?
Well, I cannot take all the credit, or not even half of the credit, because Dr. Johnson came up with the original idea. So I'm sure you're familiar. I'm not sure if the Glee Club still sings it, but there's this song called We Are by Honey and the Rock.
Right.
And so we used to sing that song all the time. And originally, when I got to Spelman as a freshman, it was led by Janae Franklin, who was an upperclassman who was amazing. And then after she left, it was led by Audrey Cox, who was an amazing A2. And so finally, I was a senior and I was able to audition for We Are.
Yeah.
And so I love that song. We are grandmother's prayers and we are grandfather's dreams. Yeah. It was just so warm and luscious. And it was one of the hits on the tour that we went on as well. So I guess because the song was just such a staple in the Glee Club, Dr. Johnson pulled me into the choir room one day. And he said, Steve, because that's what he called me, because his daughter's name is Sarah as well. And so to differentiate us, he calls me Steve. So he's like, Steve, I got this idea. What if we, took the concept of We Are and put it in a Christmas song? And he started playing on the piano. We are Christmas.
Yeah.
We are God's hands to care for one another in these war-torn lands. We are Christmas. And at first, I thought he was joking. Because he's a jokester, like,
yes.
You don't know whether to laugh. You don't know. So I'm just like, that is so lame. Like, come on. He's like, no, I'm dead serious. I need for you to finish it.
Wow.
So he had the first half of that chorus already kind of conceptualized in his head. And then he pulled me in to finish it out. Wow. So once I found out that he was serious, I went back to my dorm. I was living in LLC 2 at the time.
And that's period. Okay.
And that's period. So I got on my bed and I literally just opened up the Matthew passage that tells the Christmas story. Yeah. I opened up the Luke passage that tells the Christmas story. And I just really got enamored with Mary because, she's the reason. She's the reason there was a vessel that we needed to carry this perfect lamb. Yeah. So that's why it starts off literally just telling the story. In a stable in Bethlehem, a baby was born. And that was the way that it came together.
Wow. That's absolutely fantastic. So did you expect, I know it's a little weird to ask a composer, did you expect your piece to really, blow up and really become something big? But like the way that you so masterfully pieced those first verses together, like it had a meaning and it had a story. And so were you expecting the reception that you have received over these years?
Listen, if you have to understand the kind of person that I am. I'm a very, very idealistic person. I expect everything to blow up. Like everything I put my hands on, I expect to just be the best thing ever.
Amen.
That doesn't always manifest. So I was surprised. Even though my hopes are always high and I always have this vision of what it could be, whatever it may be, it doesn't often turn out the way I envision it. It exceeded. I wanted it to be big. I wanted Dr. Johnson to love it. I wanted the audience to love it. I wanted people to get it without I didn't want people to get the wrong understanding where, there's this big controversy about taking Christ out of Christmas. And I thought, oh no, what if somebody thinks I'm saying that, But what happened with it, even now to this day, 13 years, 14 years later, I could not have asked for a better version of what this story became.
That's awesome. So I just to wrap it up and to sort of finish out the conversation, what message, it's such a potent message that is in We Are Christmas, that we are the love of God and that we have the duty and the obligation to carry out his will on earth.
Yes.
So what do you hope in this uncertain time, in this time of racial, political divide and separation, where we literally have to be physically separated from each other? What other messages do you hope that the audience can glean from this song even today?
Ariel, it's that. It's not any more complicated than that. Choices change the world. It's the exact concept. Be the change you want to see. If you want to see change with race relations, be that change. Don't have conversations that belittle people that are on the margins. Don't entertain even television shows or YouTube videos or Instagram posts that further marginalize the marginalized. Like, we have to embody the love of Jesus. We have to allow God to let us be his hands and his feet. And so that's what the song means. There is literally no deeper message and no more simple message than to be Jesus in your everyday conversations, in your everyday actions, and in your everyday decisions.
That's absolutely powerful. Well, this was our time with the infamous Sarah Stephens Benibo. I hope that you all enjoyed this little segment that we had going on today. Stay tuned. We have more stuff coming for this Christmas Carol. And thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Bye, guys.